the first season of the Sunday SITREP. It's not just a tournament, it's a brotherhood.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the 10th episode of the Sunday SITREP. Today we're going to talk about the national championship that's coming up. What do you think, Nick?
Oh, yeah. I'm getting pretty excited for it.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's coming up quick, man. I mean, it's already August, what's today, the 25th? So it's coming up quick. It's sneaking up on us real fast, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I definitely think it's going to be a good time. So we got a few people coming in, so we'll hold up, but make sure y'all are doing the giveaway, just like Mike already has. Hashtag DSITREP. I don't even know why you're doing it, Mike. You can't even win this week. Not until next month. He's already won twice. Josh Morgan, too. Thank y'all for going ahead and jumping on that for sure. For anybody just jumping in, make sure y'all are going ahead and doing the giveaway thing that we always do. Like, share, comment, hashtag DSITREP, and make sure y'all are getting over to the YouTube page and subscribing to our YouTube page, please. Nick, what'd you do this weekend?
Yard work.
Yard work.
That's about it. Yeah.
I hear you. I
dealt with a teething baby, if you can hear him in the background.
It's definitely one of the toughest parts of it. But once you get through that, it's just an absolute blast.
Yeah.
For sure.
What'd you do? How'd your tournament go?
Well, me and Bobby fished a benefit tournament here on Lake Murray, and we didn't catch any fish. It was brutal.
Nice.
Caught a short fish, and that's about it. We tried to run up the river and do the whole frog thing, and it just did not work out for us. The grass, we had blow-ups, we got bites, but we just didn't capitalize on them. It was kind of tough, but it was fun, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a lot of fun because there was no stress, no points, nothing like that. It was just a fun derby, just jumping in, hanging out. At 11, we went to Big Man's and got us some chicken sandwiches and French fries and hung out, and then got back on the water and tried fishing a little bit more. And the weirdest thing happened I've never seen before. He was throwing a spinner bait, and he kept saying he was getting slapped, and I was like, maybe he's hitting stuff, in my head or whatever. And then he's like, look, they're following it. And he had like 3 following it. And he sat there and like figure eighted it. And they just sat there next to the boat. It was weird. And that happened. Yeah, they didn't move. I mean, it took him a second. Like he pulled the spinnerbait out of the water, threw it back in there, and then they were gone. But they just kind of like sat right next to the boat. And that happened to us like 2 or 3 times within 30 minutes. And it was like, I don't know. It was weird. Like the whole day fish kind of. Yeah. I don't know. I never had that happen before with largemouth. I mean, smallmouth usually will, have a wolf pack following, chasing. But it was weird with largemouth for sure.
Yeah.
But it was still a fun time. I mean, it was still a fun time.
It's nice having those tournaments, like you said, where there's no points. You're just out there fishing. Like it's a nice break.
For sure. Not running it, just dumbing the boat in the water and hanging out, waiting to go. Yeah. It's definitely a nice break for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, let's dive into. We don't have any results this weekend. We haven't had an event in a little bit. When was our last event? It was the same weekend. Me and you had events. I don't even remember when that was.
A couple weeks ago, I think now.
August 10th or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no results this week, guys. But we do have some upcoming events we're gonna hash out. So the Guardian Classic by For His Glory Outdoors is next weekend on Lake Murray. Right now we are tied up with boaters and veterans. We've got a couple of veterans on standby. So if anybody is holding off to the last minute to sign up as a boater, jump on now. We already got a couple of vets lined up to put in your boat for sure. Yeah, so I didn't have a Cinco for some reason, but I threw a shaky head right there over them, and they didn't even pay any attention. It was weird. Or a jig. I don't remember what I had in my hand at the time, but I don't know. It was really weird. Heck yeah, tell us about it, Josh. Y'all whack them pretty good? I wonder if that water's still 90 degrees.
God.
Yep, Bobby's tournament. Yeah. Oh, Tom. Yeah, Tom's fishing as a boater up there. He's fished every year. He fishes with us here in South Carolina. Awesome guy. Looking forward to seeing him Saturday. And him and Carl Horn are going to be together at the national championship. And man, those two are funny.
Yeah.
They're hilarious. They're cool. They're cool guys. Yeah. I love them both. But yeah, so we got 50 and 50. If y'all want to sign up for a boater for Bobby's tournament, please get with us or reach out to Bobby Edwards, and we'll get you squared away. It closes tomorrow. Registration closes tomorrow. I don't know if he has a time. I don't know if he has a time set.
I feel like I could be wrong. I'm not even gonna say it because I could be wrong.
What's that?
I feel like he said midnight tomorrow, but I could be wrong.
Maybe, yeah. Because the big thing, like close of business, because the big thing is having all the names locked in because they're drawing Tuesday. To pair the boaters and the veterans. So, for sure. That's fun.
Yeah, that's a good day.
Heck yeah. I ain't complaining with that. I'd be all right with that. If we would have caught a 7 and a 5 yesterday, I would not complain. I would not have complained.
That's more weight than I had all year, to be honest with you.
I hear you. It's been tough on me this year too. The only other event we got coming up is a little bit of a stretch away, but September 14th, AFFL Georgia is having their first open tournament on Lake Hartwell. So make sure y'all are getting down there to that. He's going to be launching out of Gum Branch on the Georgia side. It is a benefit tournament for American Vet Post number 10, and $10 from each entry goes to their organization. So please jump in on that. Help out the American Vet Post down there, and let's get AFFL Georgia ready to rock for sure.
And there's Dave in Virginia. I just pulled it up. I saw it. He has September 14th as well.
That's right. That's right.
Louisiana out of Sturgeon Creek Marina. It's an open.
Right. Yeah. So if you're in the Virginia area or Georgia area, make sure y'all are jumping in those open derbies and getting out there and helping build that brotherhood for sure.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, you got anything else you want to talk about? Jerseys. Let's talk about jerseys. Cut myself off.
Just get the orders in if you want them for nationals. Get them in ASAP.
If you don't have well, I'm blanking. Oh, Zach, dang. I guess you and I got to schedule opens for September 14th. I didn't realize that, Zach. Yeah, so boom, there you go. There's another one. So we have 3 opens that weekend. So that means the first 20 minutes of that podcast that Sunday is going to be results. I hope we got some good results coming out of there for sure. Oh man, 5 for over 8 had 2 fish. Wait, what? Oh, is that Jeff? Was that like a BFL style where boater co-angler kind of concept? I reckon. I see what he's saying, or ABA maybe. But yeah, so I forgot where I was at. Yeah, so Georgia, Louisiana, and Virginia all having open tournament September 19th. Make sure y'all are getting
14th.
Signed up and regging. 14th. I'm looking at it. I said it wrong. For sure. But for the jerseys, if you don't have the form to fill it out and get one, please get with your director. I know there was some back and forth between me and some of my guys that I thought I sent them, and I didn't. So especially if you're mine and I didn't send you the form, contact me tonight and I'll get it sent to you right now. I know there's been some confusion there. If you want a jersey, it's a 2 to 3 week lead time on them, right, Nick?
Average, I don't know for certain, but that's what I've seen was like the average going back right now. So you're cutting it close. So definitely sooner than later.
Yeah, get them jokers in ASAP.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you want to dive into the national championship stuff? You got anything you want to start with while I get the slideshow pulled up?
yeah, so we're just we put together a slideshow. I'm just gonna cover pretty much everything with the event. If you guys have any questions at all, put them in the comments, and we'll do our best to answer them right on the spot. Some of the stuff, if you ask it and we see it come through, there might be a slide for it, so we'll just tell you to hold off. We'll tell you, it's coming up.
Right.
Mike, what are we looking at for boats? We should have right around, actually, you know what? Let me pull that up real quick and see what the, we should have, I know there's a few that haven't gotten it in yet, but we have 21 that have signed up. So we should have right around 25.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, cool. So obviously Lake Chickamauga and Dayton, Tennessee. I don't know why it's not. There it goes. So I'll let you did a lot of this, Nick. I'll let you take the reins here.
Yeah, so this is just a quick history about it. It's named after the Chickamauga Cherokee who used to live in the area. Battle of Chickamauga was fought on September 18th through the 20th, 1863, between the Union and Confederate forces. It marked the end of the Union offensive, the Chickamauga campaign in southeastern Tennessee and northwestern Georgia. It's a little bit of history for you there.
Right.
Also, a victory for the South in 1863. The North will be victorious in 2024. Just had to throw that in there.
Yeah. Boom. 1940. Yeah. I thought it was a lot older than that, to be honest.
Yeah, I did too, honestly.
I thought the TVA had been around a lot longer than that.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they just maybe the northern part's a little older and they just worked their way down. I don't know.
I have no idea, to be honest. I mean, that's a big
1,200. Yeah, 810 miles of shoreline. It's a pretty big body of water.
It is, and it's long and narrow.
Yeah.
Until you get down towards Chattanooga, it starts to open up a lot. But it's a lot of grass. 810 miles of shoreline, but 90% of that's grass. Well, I would say probably 50% of it. The upper end of it for sure.
Yeah, so at the north you have Watts Bar, and at the south end you have Nickajack. It's just about, 59 miles long from end to end, from dam to dam. Then you have all the little arms and stuff that come off of it. So there's a lot more water than just the main river.
Yeah, there's a lot of little backwater areas and stuff you can get into. 72 feet. Is that where the northern guys are going to be, down there in that deep water? Yeah, so this is why we picked it. Yeah. So the variety of things to fish was, everybody in the AFFL, no matter what state you come from, there's something there for you to relate to. Yeah. Grass, humps, points, offshore stuff. There's rocks everywhere on the shoreline and out submerged.
Dirty water.
Yep. Yeah. Clean, yeah, for sure. You can find any color of, depending on water flow and everything, you can find any kind of water clarity you want.
Oh, yeah.
Chocolate milk to crystal clear, for sure. I mean, it's not 20 feet of visibility like it is up there in New Hampshire, but southern clear, 5 to 10 maybe at best down in the north at the bottom.
Yeah. Luke Palmer with a 6-pounder on Chickamauga.
Yeah, that was from the last Elite Series event, right?
Yeah, that was in I think it was 2022.
Yep.
Sounds Josh, right. It's not happening. I just had to throw it out there. So they stock it. I didn't know that they actually stocked it. Striped bass. I didn't know there was walleye in there until I started researching it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was the Florida strain of largemouth either.
Yeah. I think the TVA was one of the areas, if I remember correctly, like the TVA is where the whole Florida stray and largemouth stocking began, like the test bed for it, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I remember listening to a podcast somewhere. They were saying something along those lines. But I'd say that 15-pound state record is
that's so that's the
or that's not
Chickamauga.
that's not the state record. I'm tracking.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
I don't know what Tennessee state record is. I'll have to Google that one. I'm sure it's up there. They definitely got some big bass in Tennessee.
Oh, for sure. And then a 6-pound spot. I mean, that's that's huge.
That's mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
Especially there, because it's not like that lake is known for spotted bass. You know what I mean? You have the Coosa River chain that's known for big spotted bass. Sinclair or not Sinclair, but Lanier is Hartwell, but 6 pounds out of Tennessee is kind of wild. Kind of wild.
I mean, a 6-pound spotted bass. That's
right.
That's huge.
For sure. And I like that when I seen that when you sent it in there.
Yeah. I couldn't find it.
Right.
I mean, we'll go over the fish length requirements.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, what they require for a smallmouth is a big smallmouth anyway. So I'm sure there's some big ones in there.
Absolutely. Uh-oh. Oh, is this the video?
Yeah, so this is just the Bassmaster lay of the lake, just to give everybody like a quick overview. I think you can make it full screen too when you start playing it.
Yeah, it's taking me to YouTube. I'll play that at the end.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna have to switch screens because it's taking me to an excerpt window or a different window.
Mike's got a question here. You'll be able to answer this probably a lot better.
Is a half spot and
is a spot half, is that half largemouth, half small? I think that's a mean mouth, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a mean mouth. Well, a mean mouth, from what I understand, a mean mouth is the combination between any two of them, really.
Okay.
But I could be wrong on that, but the spotted bass is a whole different species. There's actually 2 species now. There's the Alabama spotted bass and there's the Kentucky bass. Originally, it was Kentucky bass, and then I guess I'm a nerd, y'all. I don't know if y'all have realized that yet, but I was listening to a podcast about a biologist, and they were talking about people pulling them out and dumping them. But the Alabama bass variety of that species is like, it's kind of like Florida bass and northern strain bass. You have the Alabama and the Kentucky version of the spotted bass. The Alabama Coosa River version is what gets big. The Kentucky spotted bass really don't get big, but makes me worried. Yeah, it makes me worried in Chickamauga if maybe they'll eventually take over. I know at that tournament Saturday they were talking about the spotted bass that are showing up in Murray, and everybody's getting a little nervous about it, for sure, because they'll take over a lake in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But
yeah, well, so that's coming up. So if you're planning on going out there, don't be on that body of water from these dates.
What is that? That's Thursday.
Thursday.
Wednesday. I think. It's Wednesday or Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah. 29th.
Yeah, so this Thursday, Chickamauga goes off limits until the 29th, which is 28, which is the Sunday. So you can't fish it until the 30th.
Absolutely, which is Monday morning, right?
Yeah, that's the first day of the official practice.
Right. For sure. Oh, so, yeah. If I would have just clicked next, I wouldn't have had to think about it. Forgot about that. But yeah, so I mean, I think that's plenty of time for a 2-day derby, 4 days of official practice. Just to iron out so nobody gets confused here, official practice is not a requirement. Like, that doesn't mean you have to be there. It's just that's when you can start practicing. Dad, I'll headbutt you. Alabama, you've got it backwards. Kentucky bass are the ones that don't get big. Alabama bass are the ones in the Coosa River they get giant. They just did a study on Hartwell. about them, and they were all of the all the 4 or 5 pound spotted bass and Hartwell were all of the Alabama variety. Maybe it depends on the lake too. Herring are definitely nutritious, so maybe the forage depends a lot as well, more than the species. Who knows? But I think my dad's talking about the red eye bass.
Oh yeah, I did see that on the list too.
Yeah, for sure. But
yeah,
boats off the water.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
1500 on Thursday. So
For the
that
meeting.
Thursday is the that's the meeting. So all boats off the water by 1500. That doesn't mean stop fishing. Your boat needs to be on your trailer and out of the water by 1500 that Thursday.
Uh-oh. I didn't know about this. He didn't tell me this. So the Guardian Classic Special 3 AFFL boat captains needed. Next 3 who register are AFFL members. I will waive their entry fee. Limited to 3, any 3 AFFL members only. Oh, and AFFL members only, I think, is what he meant there. But y'all heard that. Y'all are boat captains, and I mean, that's a $120 entry fee waived to come take a vet out on the water. You can't pass up on that.
You can't beat that.
Sure. Absolutely. Cannot beat that. So let me know or get a hold of Bobby Edwards or hit up Nick if you got Nick's contact, and we'll get you squared away. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Keeps switching between screens. I can't move. So all of Chickamauga is in play. Except do you have the okay, yeah, there it is. No locking in the Nickajack or Watts Bar for sure.
So you have to stay on Chickamauga. You can go into any of the inlets, rivers, anything. You just cannot lock. So you can't go north of Chickamauga and you can't go south. You have to remain on that body of water.
Absolutely. That would definitely going down in.
So this is the only area that is going to be off limits both days. So the public launch is up in the back of that cove. Blue Water Resort, you can see it right there, which is where we're going to take off from in the morning and everything. Basically down to the mouth of that cove. That's off limits.
Right.
Couple reasons for that. So Blue Water is a public marina, so there's going to be a lot of boat traffic going in and out of there. We want to stay out of their way. They have a public fuel station right there, so there's a lot of boats going in and out of that cove. And then at the end of the day, we are bringing our fish back out a little bit to dump them. We don't want people fishing in there, catching those fish again. Let's not beat them up too bad. Let's go out and find more fish the next day. So that is the area that is off limits both days right there. Everything else is in play.
Yep. And you got plenty of lake to fish.
Yeah. You have 60 miles or 59 miles of the main river, lake, whatever, reservoir to fish, plus everything off the side.
Right. Absolutely. All right. Yep. I think we already covered that, right? You can hit any of them. 5 fish limit. Total weight 2 days after fishing. Determine your weight. Big fish will be weighed and paid out for each day of the event. And then we're going to weigh a big fish for everybody, no matter how big your fish is. For tiebreakers, but we're going to go over that in a second. Anyways.
Yep. All right. So largemouth, 15-inch minimum. So write these down if you need to remember it, or just try and memorize it from now until then. Every species has its own requirement. So largemouth is 15 inches minimum.
Yes, sir.
Smallmouth, you can only keep 1 per day, and it has to be 18-inch minimum on it. And spot's a 12-inch minimum. Yep. So that's very important to know because a short fish will severely hurt your weight. So remember for sure.
And if you get in a situation, I don't know how common it is on there, but this is my personal opinion. If you have what seems to be a hybrid between a largemouth or smallmouth or spotted bass, it would probably be wise to treat it like the next biggest limit. So, like if you have a smallmouth spotted bass hybrid, in my opinion, it would be wise to treat it like an 18-inch limit or 18-inch minimum length versus a 12-inch, unless you can clearly identify the difference on that fish between a smallmouth and a spotted bass. That's just my personal opinion.
Some of those hybrids you can't.
It's really tough.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, when you and I were on Hartwell that last day, I didn't even notice it until I was looking at the pictures that I had a hybrid.
Me either.
I wasn't paying attention. We were just chucking them in the box and going. I wasn't really paying much attention, and we had a hybrid, for sure.
Yeah.
But for the largemouth, same thing. I would go with the 15 inches if you can't tell if it's a spotted bass or not. But we're going to go over how to identify it.
Josh, I don't know of any other fuel stops. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple other marinas, either when you're heading north or south. I can't imagine that's the only one. I would just jump on like Google Earth or something and take a ride down the river and see what you can find. All the marinas and stuff are listed on there. I'm not sure what has public fuel stops.
I know down Sail Creek is like 5 or 10 miles down. It's got a marina in it that has a gas dock on it, I believe. I'm pretty sure every one of the marinas has gas in them.
Yeah, they usually do, but I just don't want to give you any false hopes. So just do a little research before you start.
For sure.
Down the river.
Yeah, don't get stranded out there.
Yeah.
Don't get stranded.
Do
a trash fish side pot. I wouldn't be against that at all. Me and Bobby might win that one. Careful what y'all bet on.
So this is more for the guys up north. I had to study something like this before the first time I went south. The easiest way I can say I mean, they're visibly different when you hold one. Like when you see a spot, it looks a lot different than a largemouth. But the easiest way to tell for sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, Austin, but on their tongue, you'll see it listed on it. They have a really rough patch. So you just feel the tongue. You can't miss it.
Yeah, so feel a largemouth tongue next time you catch a largemouth. It's smooth. I mean, there's a little grit to it, but it's smooth. The spot has like a definite, you run your thumb down its tongue and it will catch your finger. Like it's very noticeable. However, I have caught them that do not have the burr on their tongue. That doesn't mean it's not a spotted bass. There's two other ways to identify it. You can the scales thing is kind of weird. I've heard people talk about the scales in the is it showing my mouse on there? Yeah. I've heard people talk about the scales way. That's kind of hard to identify in person. This is a really
I
good
don't
picture.
like that one.
Yeah, the big thing is the dorsal fin and the mouth, the jawline.
So, I like the on the tail with a line. You see how like the spot has the largemouth turns like a solid line.
Yeah, but I've caught largemouth with broken up lateral lines too.
Yeah.
That's in a perfect world. Yes, you have a broken up lateral line on a spot, but I've also got spots that have that solid. The big thing for me, the thing I look at first, no matter what, is the jaw right here. The jaw always stops at the eye for a spotted bass, and a largemouth that you have that big part of the jaw that extends way past, and it's very visible different.
Yeah.
A fish over a pound and a half, they're usually easily identifiable between each other. But when they're smaller is when it's really tough to identify them sometimes. Because a real young largemouth can look like a spotted bass.
Yeah.
For sure. Absolutely. But then if
you
like
the spotted bass, their colors are like more vibrant than a largemouth.
Absolutely. They kind of get that deeper green to them. I mean, it depends on the lake you're on.
Belly.
Right, right. It depends on the lake you're on and where you catch that fish too. But another thing is kind of a lot of people don't talk about it that much, but you can see here like largemouth always have that deeper tone to their fins than the spots have this lighter tone. But that once again always also depends on where you catch that fish for sure. But yeah,
just do a little research. But I mean, the easiest ways I think are the tongue and then the jawline.
right. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly, Zach. It kind of resembles a rockfish or a rock bass. Yeah. I like this. We're getting stateside pots talking.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Could be interesting.
So that's a picture of the pavilion that we're going to be allowed to use too. I just have to verify we should be able to use it for weigh-in. I'm almost positive he told us that, but that's where the meeting will be.
Yes, sir.
Thursday.
Starting at 1700. On-site check-in. Boat insurance. Yeah.
Boat insurance, meeting the minimum requirements, which is outlined in the rules for the league. And make sure you get your fishing license. I thought of this as I was typing this up. I was like, it's kind of important to throw in there. Make sure you get it.
Verify it goes through. This has happened on the MLF and the Bassmaster side recently. No, it was MPFL and MLF, I think. I don't remember, but 2 professional level tournaments in the past year, anglers have been disqualified because they didn't fully purchase the license. They didn't get the confirmation. They didn't finalize it. So please make sure y'all finalize it. Check your email, get it, or if you're getting it mailed to you, however you end up going about it, just make sure you actually have physical proof that you verified before we start.
Screenshot it, save it to your phone, print it out, do a couple different things just to CYA.
Absolutely, CYA.
So we're just going to get like that fluorescent ribbon to tie onto your trolling motor. Reason we're doing this is so you can identify who is fishing in the tournament. So if you pull up to a spot and you see someone fishing that spot, we have the rule where you want to be 50 yards away from that angler unless you guys agree upon it.
Right.
You'll be able to identify the boat. Hopefully it doesn't fly off. We'll give you a couple pieces to tie on there.
Absolutely. Liability forms, standard ops. Random draw. Yep. We're going to do that, like just draw the hat in the meeting.
We can either do out of the hat or Wayfish. You can enter everybody into Wayfish and then hit randomize, and it'll give you random boat numbers right there too.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. I didn't know it did that.
Yeah.
Flight numbers. Yep. Yeah.
I know we don't have a lot of boats, but I'm just doing the flights to help mitigate the cluster at the weigh-in.
Absolutely.
To keep things flowing.
Go over the rules. Yep.
It's basically the slideshow. This slideshow covers pretty much everything we need to know.
Absolutely. Catered food or a cookout. Trying to get Southern Fusion. He might have something going on right now, but he's trying. So hopefully we get him, especially after this past Tuesday, going up there to Gaffney, South Carolina with him. Man, those ribs and chicken, so good. So good.
Yeah.
But yeah, answering questions. And this is where the brotherhood starts, right here.
Yeah.
Start everybody meeting each other. I mean, hopefully we'll all be able to maybe line something up and all go out to dinner or something together before the meeting during practice or something. But
I mean, they have fire pits at the resort. You know, we can all hang out by the fire. I mean, there'll be plenty of time for everyone to get to kind of know each other. But if not, the meeting on Thursday, we'll see everybody there.
Absolutely.
It is mandatory. This is the only mandatory event that we have before the actual tournament. So you do have to be here.
Absolutely. There's a pavilion right next to the boat ramp. All right. So the times, we talked to the times of these are just WAGs. We'll iron that out by the meeting for sure.
We don't know what Safe Light's going to be. I've never been to Tennessee. especially this time of year. So I don't know what Safe Flight's going to be. This is tentative, but this will give you a gist of the timeline we're looking at to get things rolling.
Right. Kill switch check shortly after, and then standard tournament ops, morning prayer, moment of silence, national anthem, and then filing out. Do we have some map to show the file out order?
Yeah. So the
that's right. I'm sorry.
Out, I think the we can actually go to the next the next slide. I think that's the yeah. So you'll file out once you reach the mouth of that cove and you're on the main lake. You can then take off. So we'll file out in numerical order, whatever your boat number is, because it's a no wake zone from blue water to the mouth. So
Right.
we can't fly out of there anyways. So we're just gonna idle out.
Right here. Yep. There we are.
So the public ramp, you can see it up there on the top left. That's if you're not staying at blue water, you'll be coming from that direction. The meeting spot is that big circle right there, and then where the yellow line kind of swings in front of that dock, that's actually the fuel dock. They said we can use that to call boat numbers in the morning. So we'll just all meet out there in that circle. Then once we start filing out, we'll go by that dock with your live wells open. And then so we can do the live well checks and everything, and then we'll head out to the lake.
Absolutely.
Josh, yeah. So they said he told me the rooms each have an outlet outside of it. I don't know how far away. It looks like it's pretty close to your parking spot. But yeah, definitely bring extension cords to reach. I don't know how far it is, but each room should have a couple outlets.
Absolutely. Yep, and then shoot straight out there, and where that X is down here in the bottom, right at the mouth of those two islands, is the blast off point.
Yep.
Easy money.
It's I clocked it out. I think it was like a
0.42 miles.
Yeah. Yeah, it was quarter mile, whatever.
Yeah. And
half mile, yeah.
And that's all a no wake zone. I did confirm that, Nick. I remember now. You have to idle out to that point anyways, so it's perfect. So we'll do that, and then that way there's nobody standing in their boat getting their doors blasted off while they're out there.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Take off. So you want to explain this one? I remember we talked about it, but I don't remember what it.
Yeah. So the weigh-in, everything you see on the left side of the screen with like those U-shaped arrows, when you come into weigh in, do not park there. So that first dock, the uncovered dock at the top on the left, that is for people going to their general store. So if they want to pull up, go into the store, buy something, and head back out to the lake, we have to leave that open. That single dock in the middle is the fuel dock, so we can't use it. They want us to keep that clear. And then all these covered docks are their seasonal rentals for their marina. The docks we can use are up there. Yep. Yeah. So there's actually one more above that too, behind the word Saturday. There's another dock. You can beach in between the docks, in between the boat ramp and the docks. It's not like the rock ledge. It's just like a shallow spot you can pull up. So you can beach. If any of those boat slips are empty, he said we can pull up and weigh our fish and then take off after. Those are just rentals for people that are staying at the resort. He said they're usually not full. So we can use those for the weigh-in. The weigh-in will be at one of these two circles, either the pavilion. If we can't use the pavilion, the backup is going to be in the parking lot. We'll have a few of our easy up set up. We'll just do it right there.
Absolutely. Easy money. Oh, I didn't realize you had words in this one.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. So the weigh-ins. Flight 1 due in at 15, and then standard ops, Flight 2 due in 15 minutes afterwards.
Yep.
Dump their fish alive, or keep them alive until they until you're weighing them.
So we're fishing too, right? So all the directors are fishing. So if we are not completely set up by that time, don't be standing up there with a bag of fish in the sun waiting for us to set up. Keep them in your live well. Let's take care of them. But we should be able to leave everything set up the night before, so we should be good to go. But just don't stand up there with a bag of fish in the blazing sun.
Something I didn't think about, Nick, that I just thought about is what we could probably do is just say, hey, get to the no wake zone at 1500. Enter into the no wake zone and start idling down at those islands, the takeoff point, like be in that takeoff point. Yeah.
We'll have a boat out there. All the directors to go. I'm sure we'll get someone that'll stand out there with a sheet and check everybody in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You have to use our weigh-in bags, so don't come up and try and use your own mesh bag or anything. We have to use the ones that are provided to you.
Keeping it even.
Yep.
So plug your
half
overall
pound
weight
for a dead fish. Yep. Each dead fish.
Yep.
Can't wait for big fish.
Short fish. Yep.
Yeah.
Standard in the tournament ops.
This is just copied right out of our rule book. We're just keeping it going with this event. I just wanted to highlight the hot topics.
Absolutely.
So if you bring a short fish to the tank, that fish and your largest will be removed from your bag. So again, that's where remembering those length restrictions are really important.
And we will be checking them. We're going to have somebody on the bump board checking them for sure. Yep. Don't want anybody taking an advantage over other folks at all. So courtesy measuring board, do the golden rule thing. How I do mine, I'm sure you do it the same, Nick, is if you courtesy measure, you come up and say, hey, I've got one. I say we post a director up on it. I don't see why not.
And
have a director that's not the tournament master or the weigh master and get his opinion, no issues. But if you try to weigh it and the weigh master calls it out or the guy on the bump board calls it out, that's when you're going to get penalized for sure.
Yep.
But you've got to bring it up, not us. If we bring it up, it's too late.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So we're still trying to work this out, but as it sits right now, after you weigh your fish, put them back in your live well. We don't have holding tanks right now. And then after that, bring them back out to the main lake area that you took off from in the morning, dump them out there. And then you can come back in and watch the weigh-in or whatever. But that's the release point for the fish. We are trying to work it. If we can get a couple of directors maybe to put them in their live well, bring them out for you. We'll figure that out. But as we sit right now, you will be bringing your fish back out to that takeoff point.
Absolutely. Yep. Come on back. Big fish paid at the end of each day. Day 2. Well, everything will be awarded.
Yep.
I'll ask that question in a minute. Any protests? Yeah, so this is a big one for sure. If you've got a problem, please make sure you bring it up to us within 15 minutes so we can get it in writing, pause the payouts and everything, and then
it's going to take us a little time after scales close to get everything set up and going for the payouts and the trophies and whatnot. So in that time, if there's an issue, that's the time to bring it up. Don't do it after. Once we start the payouts and everything, it's too late.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Written and signed. Yep. No entry fee.
I don't know why the payouts thing ended up like that.
I don't know. It was fine earlier. $3,000 guaranteed. First place, $1,900 to second, $1,100 for third, $250 a day for big fish. Pretty simple.
So this stuff, guys, this is where you guys are working your tails off promoting the league, and because of that, the league's growing. So as the league grows, it's getting put back into the league. That's how we have a no entry fee event with payouts.
Right.
So that as it grows, so won't these payouts for nationals. But I mean, for a first year running, it's pretty good.
Absolutely. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome. Oops. I don't know what happened. Oh, I forgot this was in here.
Yeah.
The old Alabama rig.
So if you plan on using it, it better look like that. That's
Yep.
what they allow. 3 hooks on there and no more.
Yep. I said I wasn't going to give any tips, but I'll give some tips for Chickamauga. Put 1.5 ounce weights on there and punch it in the mat. Rip it like a rattle trap. No, that's what Bobby told one of the guys
Yeah.
to say. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Could you imagine trying to put that through a mat?
Oh, it would. It would be a nightmare.
Fishing rod.
Yeah, it would be a nightmare. You need a legitimate broomstick to do that. But yeah, I don't think you have to do it like this picture necessarily. Like some people use screw locks and put another swim bait on. Just the hook points is what matters.
That's what
you can't
it is.
have hooks
on there.
Right. Yeah. Only 3 hooks. I've never seen a diagram showing it with the spinners on there, spinner blades, but
I just took it off the state's website.
Oh, got you. Yeah. Easy way, but as long as you have only 3 hooks, you're good to go.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to worry about sabiki rigs.
I don't even know what that is, dude.
It's a surf fishing thing for bait fish. No fishing with 50 yards. We kind of already covered that.
Yeah, so if you are going to a spot and there's a boat sitting there, they beat you to it. So you better ask if you can pull up next to them.
Absolutely.
Find somewhere else to fish.
Absolutely. Landing nets are permitted. This is a big one we need to hammer out. No culling of dead bass. You have to weigh it.
Yeah, if it dies in your care, in your possession, it's getting weighed in your bag at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Have some integrity on that, please. I know a lot of people like to throw them back, but have some integrity there, please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you got to, if duty calls when you're on the water, that's the only thing that we're really allowing you to leave your boat for. By all means, go for it. No fishing. So if the boater leaves, the non-boater can't sit in the back deck and start casting out. All fishing ceases on that boat when someone's out of it.
Same for if you're gassing up. If you have to go down and gas up, in and out, no fishing, all that. Our rules actually state, is it 50 yards or 200 yards of a gas station, gas pump?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't remember. But there's something in the rules about fishing around gas docks. So
yeah,
same concept there. Life jackets must be worn while the combustion motor is in gear. Kill switches as well. And if y'all didn't know, these rules all apply to practice as well, the official practice time as well. And if you're not tracking, it is actually a federal law now. If your boat was manufactured with a kill switch from the factory, you have to wear it. It's a new Coast Guard federal law last year, I believe.
I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen videos. It's just
absolutely
just do it.
Yep, ain't no reason not to. Obey all weight zones. No drugs, alcohol, any substance that impair you on the water.
We don't need you operating a boat impaired.
Absolutely. No live bait, only artificial. Coast Guard required equipment present and in working condition. Keywords.
Yeah.
Check
like the inflatable life jackets. Make sure the thing is green, not red.
Absolutely.
Your flares, they have to. I don't think you need them on this body of water. I think it's if you're so far out from shore. But if you have them, make sure they're not expired. All that stuff. You have the throw rope with the float. Everything like that. Just make sure you have it. You should always have it anyways, but I don't know what the fishing game's like on this lake, so don't get caught.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, here's the tiebreaker part. So, largest number of legal fish will be the first option to break the ties. So that's stating like if say Nick has 4 fish and I have 5 fish, but we weighed the exact same, then I would take it with a 5 fish limit.
Yeah.
Rare situation, so but possible. The largest fish weighed during the event will be the next step we take to break the tie. If somehow you have the same size largest fish and both have 5 or 4 or whatever fish, then the single day catch during the event or each the heaviest single day catch. So heaviest single day bag will be what determines for the overall. And then if it's not applied by that, it's magic. It doesn't make sense. I don't know how you would get to a point, and we'll figure it out from there, basically.
Yeah.
Non-puncture coal tags, for sure. Some folks still
that's
using
in
the
our
old
rule.
school.
We should all be using.
Absolutely. Non-puncture. There's good ones out there. Some of them suck, but you can buy good ones that aren't too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't remember this one. I think that's definitely smart.
Yeah.
Leave the
so
coal
if you
tag
have
on.
a fish in your live well and you want it to be weighed for big fish, leave the cull tag on it when you take all the rest out of the bag. It just saves us time when we're going through. So we know exactly which one is going to be your big fish.
Right. We want the weigh-in to be quick and efficient. So we're not weighing 3 fish to figure out which one's your big one. One and done. So call it out or coal tag it and bring it to us.
I think I said it is many times in this sentence, but
yeah.
Only one fish can be weighed for your big fish for the day. So if you have one with a cull tag on it and we weigh that one and you're like, oh man, that was my biggest one. I'm sorry, that's the one we weighed. We can't go back and grab another one and say, let's do this one instead. One and done.
Right.
That's all.
Absolutely. Make sure y'all are following all the official state rules, regulations. If you receive a ticket or a citation from DNR, local authorities, or anything on the water, you will be disqualified. All right. Standard ops for tournaments. If you break down or need a tow in, just let us know. And another angler, if you contact another angler, they can tow you in. But you're still required to meet the check-in time for your flight.
Yeah.
One angler must stay in the boat that's being towed, just in case.
Life
jacket. Absolutely. Only headway speed permitted. Don't be trying to tow a boat at 50 miles an hour. I don't know if you would, but throw it in the gear and let it go. May also transport your catch. Just make sure if y'all end up going if this happens and you go this route, make sure you have a way to clearly identify the difference between the catches. If you have 2-sided live wells, then break them up that way. If not, and you got coal tags, I'd still figure out a way to know for sure, because coal tags come off in the live well sometimes.
Yeah. Or if you have a mesh bag, leave it in the mesh bag, live well, and something. Just make sure they stay separate.
Absolutely. Oh, that's the next one. Yep. So do one of those and contact us immediately if you're in those situations. So we'll open it up for questions from here. If anybody has any questions.
Yeah. Any questions at all? And what we'll do is we'll write them down and we'll just update that slideshow. And so if you want a copy, I can send you a copy, whatever. But we'll have that updated and be able to play it down in Tennessee at the meeting and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I mean, that's all standard stuff for any tournament, really. If you've ever fished an event, it's pretty standard. Nothing out of the ordinary. Big thing, just remember those fish sizes.
Yeah, and how to tell the difference.
Yeah.
definitely refresh yourself on that before the tournament. Learn how to identify the difference between a spot and a largemouth. I do know the spots are in there. I don't know exactly how common they are, but I know they're in there. So make sure you definitely know so you don't put yourself in a situation of getting fish disqualified or getting yourself disqualified over a simple mistake for sure.
Yeah.
But
I've been looking at the weather. It says it's hot still right now, but it says average temperature in October is in the 70s for a high.
that'll be nice.
Yeah.
It'll be perfect.
Yeah.
Something real quick before we keep talking real quick and we're waiting on some questions to come in. If anybody has questions, drop them now. But if you haven't already, make sure y'all are doing the giveaway. Like, share, comment, hashtag the SITREP, and go over to our YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube as well. The 70 degrees, I ain't gonna complain about that. We had Saturday yesterday, it was beautiful here, and it was in the 70s most of the morning. It was in the low 60s actually at blast off. I was freezing because Bobby only knows 6,000 RPMs or none. I don't know if he's still in here or not. But I was like shaking cold on the morning blast off because I just wore shorts, and but it was fun.
Hey, October can be cold for us too, so it'll be the reverse for us.
Oh yeah, y'all get some warmth. Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, it all depends on the year for sure. But
yeah,
I think when me and my dad went down there, it was pretty nice. That was towards the end of October though. But it'll be fun for sure.
Perfect.
Oh, go ahead.
70s is like the perfect fishing weather.
Right. Something y'all need to consider real quick. If you're not staying at Blue Water Dayton or right there in that general area, me and my dad went down there last year or 2 years ago. And we stayed on an Airbnb up on top of the hill right outside of Dayton, and we were on the Eastern and Central time zone line. So bring an alarm clock or something. Figure out what time is Eastern time, because the boat ramp is in Eastern time, and that's how we're going to operate our times. But if you go very much further, or like a little west, is the time zone. So we went to bed at 9 o'clock, set our alarms for 6 o'clock, woke up at 5 o'clock or whatever. I don't know how it worked. It was the most confusing thing. At one end of the house, my phone was 7 o'clock. The next end of the house, it was 8 o'clock. It was very confusing trying to figure out what time I needed to be where I needed to be. And then both of our phones switched time zones in the middle of the night. So we got up an hour late and ended up at the boat ramp an hour late. So make sure y'all are checking that, please.
It's good to know.
Yeah. How will bad weather be handled? What do you think, Nick?
I don't see. So this lake, I mean, even with a high wind, I don't see this being a body of water that we're really worried about.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a Toledo Bend or a Champlain or St. Lawrence, like Lake Ontario or anything like that. You know,
right.
Lightning. If we're on the water and with thunderstorms are forecasted, if lightning starts, just seek shelter until it passes.
Right.
Other than that, we're fishing. There's not going to be any delays with it. I don't see this being. It's just a narrow body of water. So even with high winds, I don't see it being. I could be completely wrong, but I don't see that being a lake that we need to be concerned about. 5-6 waves.
I don't think it'll be that bad. When me and my dad went down there, it did get a little choppy, but it wasn't anything to worry about for sure.
Fog delay, I mean, that could be the other thing.
Right.
Who knows? We'll figure that out the first couple of days we're there.
Right.
That might be something. If there is a fog delay, maybe we just push the end time back a little more so we get a full day out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The big thing I see is like lightning. That's the stuff that seek shelter, get off the water, let it pass, get back on and go fishing.
Right. Yeah. Big thunderstorm cells coming through or something. I doubt it. In October, that stuff starts to die down unless there's a hurricane coming across from.
It says there's an average of 6 days of rain in October in Dayton, Tennessee.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Much about it, but we'll get all 6 days. Well,
Yeah. Let's we'll just end it there and not jinx ourselves even further. But yeah, Zach, it's not very wide at all. The only way I could see it getting really, really choppy is if it starts doing the if it's blowing like straight out of the north or straight out of the south. I mean, that river is pretty linear down north and south. It looks curvy, but to wind, it's not that curvy. So it could get a little nasty, but I don't think it's anything to worry about.
Yeah.
Cancel on
Just
a
slow
tournament
down.
mode. Yeah, slow it down and be safe. Think smart. But yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, for sure. It's not 6-footers, 8-footers. Chris Johnson out there or Corey Johnson. I can't ever tell the difference of them yakking over the side of the boat from the wind.
Yeah.
And he's from there. I mean,
there was a couple times when I was out there and I was just retying a drop shot, just like looking down and having like those like 4-footers just like rolling.
Right.
I had to like look up a couple of times, like, oh man, I'm getting a little sick.
Man, I've never experienced seasickness. I've been out deep sea, but I don't recall a time of it being real nasty out there. And our wind never gets that bad to where, I mean, Santee. What sucks about Santee is it's always a big chop. Like they're deep waves, but it's choppy waves, like big choppy waves. And it's dangerous. And you got to run in specific spots, but we don't get big rollers like that very often. To make you seasick, it just makes it suck for running. And it's like Shane Baker right here. It's shallow. So it just that wind picks up and that lake turns quick, fast, and in a hurry. And it's brutal. Well, you experienced it. You were there for the military ABA.
Oh yeah,
the last one they had there. Yeah, it was gnarly. But
I don't see any questions coming in. I mean, if you guys think of any questions, just get with your director, and they'll pass them up, and we'll just, like I said, we'll just keep this like a running, slideshow and just update it as questions come in, and we'll hit everything at the meeting. My whole point of this was I wanted to cover most of the information we need to put out now. So at the meeting, we just hit the hot topics. I don't want to keep everybody there too late. Get everybody to bed or hang out, whatever you want to do. And
absolutely. Just a couple tips. If this is your first time ever traveling, any kind of distance for a fishing tournament, definitely whatever you think you're going to fish with, that like your confidence baits, right? Like I have specific colors of trickworms that are my confidence on a shaky head and shaky heads. Like bring it with you, because just because it's easy to get where you're at right now might not be easy to get down there. Bring excess of what you're confident in, so you're not in a pinch scrambling trying to get stuff. What else, Nick? Extension cords. Like
the other thing I want to say is I feel like it's overlooked a lot. Check your trailers out. Check your tires. Make sure the tire pressure is good. Make sure
check your spares tire pressure.
Yeah,
absolutely. Check your spare tire pressure. So many people forget to check that and go to throw their spare on and it's flat.
And when I travel, every time I stop to get fuel, I do a walk around to the trailer. I check the tires, make sure there's nothing funky going on. Make sure everything's still tight. Just be careful. Yeah, grease your bearings right here.
Yep. I don't have the comments up. I was just about to say that. Grease your bearings.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The trailer is getting your boat from point A to B. And I just feel like it's sorry, I was reading my brother's comment. I just feel like a trailer is overlooked a lot.
Absolutely.
What did my brother say?
There it goes. Oh, we keep double clicking it. All right, you do it.
You guys should do a live stream so we can watch the northern boys beat all the southern boys.
All right. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we I like the stateside pot thing. I kind of like that. Some kind of little state level. Which state has the total weight or something? Maybe we can do something like that. That would be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, extension cords. Bring extension cords and splitters, multiples, in case you have to really run it out long. For sure.
And just stuff like if you Yeah, engine oil.
Boom. Engine oil.
Spare props for your trolling motor, for your outboard, stuff like that. You know, another hub for a prop hub. You know, just sit down and think of stuff that could go wrong on the water, and then you're prepared for it if it does, because none of us know the area. I don't know what's around there.
Right. There's not much. Dayton doesn't have a whole lot. I mean, there's a good tackle shop there. Michael Neal's tackle shop is, I haven't been there. I just keep hearing about it. It's right there in Dayton, Tennessee by the public launch. That it's got everything you ever need, but don't prepare for that. Prepare for the worst. Absolutely. Oh, we switched.
Zach.
Oh, he's going to wear a New York flag. That's funny. I agree with Mike. Joe definitely won the comment of the night for sure. For sure. There you go. Yellow Tech. Get y'all a Yellow Tech and GoPro. Live stream it and save it up. Send us that footage so that we can just take clips, whatever. If you got some secret sauce juice spot, you don't have to send us the juice. Just send us some clips so that we can start putting together ads and stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think Jason was in earlier, but yeah, we're looking at what, 25 to 30 probably.
Yeah,
once everybody finalizes it.
Yeah, right about that.
Easy money. Easy money. Well, make sure y'all are jumping into the live stream. I think we're about to start fixing it, or the live stream. Jump into the giveaway. I think we're fixing to close this one out. We're already at 1 hour 6 minutes. You got anything else you want to talk about, Nick?
I mean, the live streaming thing might not be a bad idea for the weigh-in. That'd be kind of cool to have it on like Facebook Live or something. Or
yeah, we can figure that out easy.
Yeah,
absolutely. That shouldn't be too hard. We just, if we got a GoPro or an iPhone, is all we need. Yeah, that's easy. That's easy money.
Good deal. Yeah, I don't have anything else. So if you guys have any questions that come up from now until then, just bring them up with your director, and we'll get them added, answered and added onto the slideshow.
Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and screen share and do our giveaway here. I gotta adjust the screen share stuff. What's happening? There we go. All right, we got 15 entries tonight. We're gonna go ahead and find out who it was. Nope, I already got you this week or this month. Why is it continue to do the same people over and over again? We already got you for this month, Josh, so sorry about that. We'll get you on the next month if you win it then. What is happening? So from the month before, so Melissa Hunt, y'all won again. I don't understand why it keeps doubling up. We might have to switch this system up and figure another way to do this. Crazy. It keeps doubling up on people, but I made the rule for the month, and you won the month prior. You won in July, so there you go, Melissa. Congratulations to the Hunt family, and we'll send a package out here to you shortly. I think so, guys. I know some of y'all haven't gotten the stuff. Some of y'all have. I'm going to start doing all the shipping at the end of the month. It's so hard for me to get away from work sometimes, and the post office on base is always busy, and there's always one person in there that working. So I'm gonna start doing it at one time of the month, at the very end of the month. Once we have all our winners for the month, I'll send them all out then. That way it's making it a little easier on me, and I can just rack up that charge all in one go, for sure. But cool. So just a heads up on that. Yep, I got you, Josh. I got it set away for you. Already ready to rock. Absolutely. And the barbecue sauce. I won't forget your sauce. The crazy thing is my mom has been watching since day one, and she commented on this earlier this week and was like, is it rigged? I was like, no, it's not rigged. And she's like, I keep picking the same people, and then I did it again tonight. That's weird. But I don't really have anything else to go over, Nick. Do you have anything?
No, we should be good.
All right. Well, make sure y'all are getting in touch with our AFFL Georgia, AFFL Virginia, and Louisiana directors to get signed up for the Opens coming up on the 14th of September. And don't forget, next weekend, y'all seen it here live, Bobby Edwards is giving the next 3 AFFL members sign up as a boater for his tournament next weekend on Lake Murray, a free entry fee, waiving it for you. That's a chance to win. We're doing over $10,000 in giveaway and payouts. And then not to mention the goodness, I don't even know what he's got in giveaways and all that. I know Strike King Lou's blessed him with close to $12,000 or over $12,000 worth of stuff. I mean, the rods, the reels, tackle, hats. I mean, it's awesome, the giveaways we're going to have there. So make sure y'all get in touch with Bobby Edwards, get in touch with me, and get signed up for that event. You got anything else, Nick?
I'm good.
All right. Remember, guys, it's not just a tournament. It's a brotherhood. See y'all.